G'day everyone, thanks for catching up with Kurt. I'm Kurt Gidley and today I'm joined by our Managing Director, Marc Meili. Marc,
Hey, Kurt.
welcome along.
Yeah,
Good
thanks
to see you,
for having
mate.
me.
Now mate, you've got a wonderful story, travelled to Australia backpacking in the early days. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's some years ago, the backpacking part. Look, I had the opportunity to come to Australia when I was 23 and I actually arrived in Perth at the time when I couldn't speak a word of English. I somehow managed to buy a car, a station wagon, and that got me on the journey for a 6 months journey, sleeping in the back of a van. So.
Now Marc, before you kicked off Protec in 2006, you're a former engineer.
Yes, but before that, I actually did a fitter and turner trade back in Switzerland, where I spent half of my life before I moved overseas.
Yep.
Wasn't very good at it, and then I sort of decided to actually probably back it up with an engineering degree later on.
Now mate, you were saying you were working in engineering, in manufacturing, aerospace. What year was that? And then I guess where did the idea come to start Protec?
Good point. So I had the opportunity to work in a general management capacity in a very interesting engineering business, and then for some reason or other, I guess I was looking for another opportunity. At the time, I was completing an MBA as well at QUT here in Brisbane. I did this at the time to polish up on my English and really get better at it, but also obviously to learn more about general management and how organizations work. So, and I did sort of a concentration on entrepreneurship, and I was very intrigued by this, and so I kind of knew one day I probably want to be the master of my own destiny.
Sure.
So yeah, look, at one point I decided to make the exit from this engineering business and start Protec, and that was probably one of the biggest leap of faith I ever done.
Yeah, sure. Was it daunting, scary, mate, to make that call?
Oh, it was massively scary, you know, because you suddenly enter into a world you're not familiar with, like with anything, if you've never done it before. The thing at the time made me do it was, I guess, the confidence that of what I have learned over the years in various different countries, in various different industries and so forth. But also at the time I was on the receiving end of our services. I was in a fast-moving manufacturing business, and we had recruitment services and labour hire services at the time. And for me as a client, I just watched that environment at the time. I thought it wasn't really a great experience because me as a client, I thought the services provided were substandard. I saw the interaction between the service providers and the employees in our factory at the time, and I thought there was always a bit of friction going on. And then from a recruitment consultant's perspective, every 6 months there was a new face, and I thought, geez, this can't be good. So that's where the idea was born. I said, geez, okay, if I want to start my own business, what do I know? And I think probably what came out of it, obviously technical industries was an environment I felt comfortable with, obviously with the trade and mechanical engineering and manufacturing. So I knew I was okay with that. And really from there, then I thought, okay, if I'm going to do something, it's got to be better than what I have received. And I sat down one day, before I even wrote the business plan, actually the first line on the business plan was our purpose, the purpose to doing business. And for me it was, well, it's got to be a positive influence in people's life. Bit of a motherhood statement in that sense, but I was already very clear what I meant by that. I wanted to be positive for the clients we deal with, I wanted to be positive for the employees we have in the field, and I wanted to be positive for the staff members as well. And that's been a guiding principle along our 13 years of business, and it's really still today, I'm very clear about it. That's the lens I look through and go, is it achieving that between those three different stakeholders? If not, what do we need to do to make it a positive experience?
Sure. You mentioned 13 years, must seem like a long time ago. It's been a fairly rapid rise for Protec. What's been some of the challenges and what's been something that you're really proud of?
Oh, right. Challenges is probably is one of the key things. So look, in the early years, we had some extreme challenges. You know, we had some challenges that were not necessarily in our control and so forth. But we have overcome them, and really what it did for me, it built resilience, significant resilience during that time frame. But like any business, there's challenges, and as you grow a company as well, you know, grow from 2-3 people into 150 people and 3,000 field employees, there's different stages of growth, different stages of challenge. But look, what I'm really proud of is that we are an organization with great people. today.
Yeah, sure.
You know, this organization is way beyond me as a single person. You know, having started from scratch, this is now an organization that lives its own life, driven by the people within, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, sure. I guess, you know, I've seen safety is a huge thing driven by yourself and by all our business managers across the country. Still, obviously, something you're very passionate about, and we want to keep all our employees safe, internal and field employees.
Yeah, look, safety. You know, it's not just a buzzword either.
Yeah.
You know, and I had the opportunity to see many other businesses, and in our business, it's real. And you know, this is one of the challenges. We had some safety challenges over the years, some significant challenges, some horrific accidents have happened, and have formed our mindset about safety and what it's all about. And when you link this back to our purpose to be a positive influence in people's life, it's got to be at the top.
Yep.
And so hence it's formulated and inscripted as a first corporate value in our organization.
Yeah.
Again, unless we can provide a safe work environment for our people, and we're certain about it that we have done everything we cannot rest.
Yep.
And we can't engage and do things. So safety is the number one thing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you've got children, I've
Yeah,
got children.
sure. You want to go home and see 'em.
Life is not all about work.
Yeah,
Life
yeah.
is about families and connections and being healthy and fit and do what we do.
Absolutely.
So it's our responsibility to make sure that life outside of work achieves exactly that.
Yeah,
our
for
people.
sure. What about co-creation, Matt? I know, you know, we've seen it throughout, certainly my branch in Newcastle. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, look, co-creation has come about. Really, it's not that difficult or different, but co-creation is about engaging with our clients in creating solutions. When I got into this industry, what I found at the time, it was very transactional. It was a service provider, you know, a service receiver, and there was somewhere a formula in the middle, and they didn't really talk, and they didn't really create the synergies between those two organizations to achieve better outcomes.
Yeah.
So from day one, I really thought myself that in order for us to create value with our clients, it can't be transactional. Because if it is transactional, it becomes a piecemeal only, and then price is the driving force behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, co-creation was really engaging with our clients and going, what are your objectives? What do you need to do? And how does workforce come into this? And please tell me more about it. And really engaging with the clients to understand what their needs are. Because we have the opportunity to tailor our services and dovetail them into what the client's needs are. Different clients, different industries have different nuances of what they need to do.
Yep.
And then if we structure ourselves right with what they need to do, then that's where it comes together, because the client ultimately then gets a quality outcome with efficiency in the process and with the right people in place. And we can make sure we get the right people with the right skill set, with the right solution around it as well. So you need to bring those two things together, and that can't just be done through a transaction. It's got to be people-based and objective-based.
Yeah. Now, mate, recruitment and labour hire is a competitive industry, from which I've seen in my first 12 months. Why would clients choose Protec, do you believe?
Quality. Again, from day one, I had a very high standard in terms of what we want to be and where we want to operate in. I had a very clear vision of who we want to be. Quality doesn't just happen. Or we call it quality through methodology.
Yeah.
So in order to have a business like we have, to have a repetitive, continuous outcomes that are of quality, there's a lot of process involved. There's a lot of process involved that people adhere to each and every day through different aspects. So it starts with the client. Who's the client to start off with? If we want to deliver quality, that client needs to be engaged in co-creation, because we can't create a quality outcome if they're not engaged. And then obviously with our people, who are the quality people? Again, us. It starts with us.
Starts with us,
and then starts with the field employees as well going forward. So it's all about quality and consistency of quality.
Sure. And Matt, I've seen a very positive fun culture for like internal staff all around the country at all the branches, certainly at our branch in Newcastle as well. It's important for employees to look forward to coming to work, like internal employees like us.
100%. I mean, again, we spend a lot of time here, right? So we want to have some fun. And again, it's about this positive influence. I think if you have a fun environment, a professional fun environment, you create professional and fun solutions for our clients as well. So then the experience for the clients engaging with us is equally as positive and engaging. And ultimately, life should be good.
Yeah, yeah. Matt, last of all, you just mentioned there's up to 3,000 employees under Protec, 150 internal employees around the country. How do you sleep at night?
Well, good question. Sometimes I don't. That's a very good question, Kurt. Look, as an overall, I think I have faith in my people, in our people. I have faith in the systems we have built, and I have faith in the people managing those systems. Yep. We have core values that are aligned, and that's the ultimate sort of test for us in the organization. Believing that our core values will make our people behave in a certain way, that I can sleep at night, that they are equally as caring about our field employees in the field and look after the safety, that they're equally as caring working with each other on a day-to-day basis. So really, it's the faith in my people that allows me to sleep, but sometimes I don't sleep that well either. So.
I can imagine. Marc Meili, thanks for catching up with us.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you. Bye. Cheers, mate.